We're back. We're here.
Well, nearly. There's another one missing this week now.
No, I know. We're getting back into the swing of things slowly.
All right.
Apologies for the last couple of weeks, but we've had a bit of a nightmare in terms of holidays. I've been working towards my chartership review as a civil engineer, which I had today. So I'm very excited that that's over. And it's all just been a little bit manic. So we're going to get back into the swing of things.
But it's all done now. It's all no worries.
Yeah. It's all gravy.
No
it's
dramas.
all gravy.
Pet.
Good evening, everybody joining us. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Paddy Tony.
Hello.
Hopefully we weren't late. We actually tried to start a little bit earlier tonight to give you guys a bit of a shock. Hi, Blackbeard, Pegasus, Will Holler, James McNary, Daz, Matthew McCarthy, Philip Dunn, Marky Mark, Terry G, Rage. Good evening, good evening. Ed, what a ridiculous topic you have tonight. I can't wait.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
Definitely reached the bottom of the barrel now.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about how to get kills, and I have to use the quotation marks for kills, just so that YouTube doesn't shut us down. In terms of airsoft, without using an airsoft rift, RIF even, which should be interesting. So, a whiffed. How are you, Lance? Where have you been for the last couple of weeks?
I have been in lovely sunny Cyprus on a family holiday, which was well overdue, and I bloody loved it. So apologies for not being here, but bollocks. I was in Cyprus having a cracking time. So yeah, sorry, not sorry. Yeah, no, it was wicked. Nice. So yeah, a nice well-earned break. And I went out on a pirate ship as well. You'd have loved it. I went out on the Black Pearl for a day.
Amazing.
Swashbuckling adventures around the Isle of Cyprus. Yes, it was very good fun. And I got to jump off the big pirate.
Captain Jack Sparrow run?
No, but there was a very good Jack Sparrow on board. And then he came over to try and spoke to our table, and I just looked up to him and went, "My peanut." And he lost it. He was like, "I was going to say that." And then my mate Dan turned around and went, "Jar of dirt." And he was like, "Oh, fucking hell," and walked off. But yeah, no, it was really good. We had a good time. It was brilliant. Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of tri-stars, mate. You'd have been in your element. Should have got married out there. You should have got married. Should have had your wedding out there on the Black Pearl.
That would be pretty cool. Pretty cool. There is an opportunity. So with the chartership that I've been doing is with civil engineers, and the head of the institution is based at 1 Great George Street in London. Hang on, mate.
I've had the wrong earpiece in for the start of the show. There we go. Now it's not falling out because it's got the rubber bit on the end.
1 Great George Street is like the home of the institution, and it's this rather nice old building. And I was debating wearing my wedding jacket with if I pass to receive my chartership, because it's the 19th century Napoleonic naval tunic. I think it would look cool. I think it would be quite cool to stand, proudly on the steps, all the posh paintings and that around me.
Absolutely.
And then I'll probably immediately lose my chartership. You're taking a mickey. Having that off you.
Yes, you're clearly taking the piss. This is not for you.
Phil says you must have kept up with the sunscreen, you pasty Englishman.
No, I think it's the light in here, if I'm honest. You should see my arse, Phil. It's very, very white.
We'll put that
almost like raw turkey. Yeah, good stuff.
Right, should we roll into some news?
Let's roll into some news. This would be a test for me, wouldn't it?
I take my gun and I go pew 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 pew.
News. Hey, he's there.
Still got it. Never lost. Never had it, really.
It's all good. It's all gravy. The main bit of news this week I wanted to share, and it's something that we probably should have mentioned a little while ago, to be fair. This is a little bit of a slap on the hand for us, but the UCAL podcast has now started. So
yes,
if
absolutely.
you are interested in going and heading over to their channel, they've got some interesting stuff that they're chatting about, various sites and bits and pieces. Go and give them a support and a like and a follow and all of that lovely stuff. But yeah, it's some good content coming out of them, so excited to see more. And they've also signed up to the AI magazine, Airsoft International magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe they now have a column in there as well. So it's very exciting stuff coming out of them. So well done.
Tennis clap for the UCAL girls.
We don't have a clap. We've only got fanfare. I'll add a clap. There you go.
Marvellous. Credit where credit is due. Well done, girls.
Go give them a little follow. Anything from yourself?
News-wise, no. Only my little. I don't know. We haven't really thought of a segment for that yet. Are we going to do that as a news, or are we going to do that as the after bit of news? Do you know what I'm on about?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't in any way read a lot of WhatsApp messages. I have 200 unknown messages on my phone.
Right. So I did in our main chat. I did put some pictures, and I did want to give a shout out to a certain person. Basically, let me just find my Facebook Messenger. Bear with. So I was on the UK. Is it a UK Airsoft 2.0 community?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Rather. Right. Okay. So I was on there, and I spotted. I don't know if Mike can bring the pictures up. There's a cool dude called Elliot Warden, and what he'd done, right, is like everyone probably knows. I'm not a great fan of HPA. Ghostbustering, but so this guy's got this HPA tank pouch, which I think's mollied onto his ghillie vest, and what he's done is he's actually crafted it into like sort of like a log-shaped tree type thing. So he's actually completely covered all the multicam up, and hot glued sort of like bark on there, some leaf litter and things like that, and it sort of caught my eye, and I was like, actually looked at all the pictures, and I was like, that's genuinely impressive. Like, to be fair, he's put some effort into that. I mean, I think he's the inside of it. He's lined it with a really thick foam, which comes from one of his gun box delivery crate thingies, and it holds the tank nice and central. So you can see the foam in there, so it doesn't actually sort of like distort the shape of the pack. Because I'm guessing, obviously, the glue could potentially crack or anything like that if it was just a bottle in there rattling about. So he's actually packed it out so it's just the bottle sits in there. But I just thought a bit of a shout out to him. That's genuinely really impressive for someone who I wouldn't have the foggiest of how he's done that. But yeah, I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Oh, that's cool.
Because that's, fair play, credit where credit is due. Like I said, I'm not a HPA fan, but to adapt something like that, that's just, wicked. So I thought I'd give whilst I was trawling
through the forest on its own.
What is that? Devilry. It's a witch. It's a witch. It's a fucking witch at the side.
I really hope. I mean, I'm guessing this is silly, but I really hope that he has created a full outfit of this, and that he just.
Well, everyone started saying about Groot,
going, "I am Groot." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to see if he might change that and do maybe like a slight festive one and change that. I think that's an oak or a maple leaf type thing
for like a Yule log.
for a bit of holly. No, a bit of holly with some red cherries on it, and perhaps a little robin sitting on the top. That would be nice if he could do a festive version. That would be. I'd be very impressed. Might even send him a patch for that. See what he comes up with.
Very nice. That's
but
sweet.
yeah, no. So Elliot, is it Elliot Warden? Morden? Sorry, do apologise. Hang on, Elliot Warden. Fair play, mate. Good on you. We like that. We like that a lot. That's our first shout out of things we found in the airsoftosphere, isn't it? I don't think we've done that before, or have we?
Well, actually, funnily enough, I've got something else along the lines of the topic that we're talking about tonight. So, a dear friend of the show, Harry Badger, has sent me
Harry.
Something, and he saw the title of the show and he thought, oh, you know what, this is perfect. Apparently, he's working on a police loadout for an upcoming event, law enforcement and SWAT loadouts, and he's been making tasers. So this is the sort of
and that's not illegal.
26. No, it's the model of a taser. Apparently, the rationale for using this is to shout taser, taser, taser instead of sort of like bang, instead of the bang rule. But it's quite a cool idea. I can see that being used for.
Is that Harry's made that?
Harry's made that.
It's genuinely impressive, isn't it? It's very, very good. I want one.
I mean, it does. He never surprises me anymore. If he comes up, he can literally come up. I've just built a Death Star. He's like, yeah, okay, Harry. Well, that's what I expect from you now.
Yeah. Fine. Don't believe me? I'll be round in 15 minutes.
No, I believe him. It's not that I don't believe him. It's the fact that he can't shock me anymore. So thank you for sharing that.
Nicely done.
I'm slightly envious of your ability to make stuff. I'm not going to lie.
I know. I'd genuinely be shit at that. Really bad.
Yeah. Oh, Elliot's actually in the chat. He said,
top
took the dog
man.
out for a walk around the local forest and came back with an idea and a bag full of bark and thought, fuck it. That's perfect. That's exactly
absolutely
how things should be
brilliant, mate. Yeah, we love that. But I would like to see a festive one. Not going to lie. I want seasonal logs from you, mate, going through 2024.
A little dusting of snow across the top.
Snow, yeah. So I want some Halloween stuff, little buds going into spring. Yeah, perfect.
It'd be interesting to see the rest, like the full ensemble of the. I mean, I'm assuming he's wearing some sort of crafted suit or something like that.
No, just a police loadout.
Just a police loadout with a log attached.
Completely black police loadout with a log bag on. That's me.
So yeah, Elliot, if you've got any pictures of like the full get up at some point, that would be cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ed, by the way, Silly Gilly has said that's mental. I assume in a good way. So
I can only assume in a good way.
High praise from there.
Absolutely. And Marky Mark there, it does look amazing. Fair play to you, sir. The log has a gauge, says Phil. Absolutely has a gauge. Yeah, good stuff.
Here we go. Elliot said, I'll add a bit of fake snow and a robin and I'll send it through. Still customising the suit, but taking far too long. I'll send it through 100%. Definitely. We'd be interested to follow
Cheers,
that up.
bud. Yeah, appreciate that, mate. Nice one. Very cool.
Have you got any purchases this week, Lance?
Yes, I have this week, Mike. It actually arrived. Yeah, I got a new patch, Captain Blackbeard's patch. So I got that.
Did you get that off the ship?
No, I actually ordered it whilst I was away. Because I saw lots of pirate flags and things like that, and I was like, "Oh, I really want to." And it's also on Obi-Wan Nairobi's rig, so I thought, there we go, 2 birds, 1 stone. Bit of piracy, bit of SAS heroizing.
Do you? So on that, just very quickly on that thought, if there was, for the sake of argument, some horrific thing happened, and we had sort of another event whereby
sorry, I've just seen Drew's message.
Well, sorry I'm late. I'll self-flagellate until the end of the stream.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm just picturing the monk out of the Da Vinci Code now, putting that chain around his leg and pulling it tighter. Sorry, that's all I'm saying.
Do you? I'd love to see some sort of. Oh, you've ruined the point I was trying to make now. I was going to suggest that the if we had some, proper hero go in and basically save the day again, but they've got like a patch of a dick or something on them. And then everyone's like, I want to recreate that loadout.
Sorry, say that again. I've just I've lost what you were on. I don't know what you're on about, mate. So, say it again.
No, that's fine. So obviously Obi-Wan Nairobi, not
right.
kind of went out to be a hero, but just like
he was there at right place,
right
wrong time. I don't know. How would you look at it?
Well, he was clearly in the right place at the right time, fortunately. But
yeah.
He's obviously gone in and done some pretty awesome stuff, and then everyone's in awe. So like what he's been wearing, I've seen in like a museum.
I see what you're getting at, right?
Him. You're obviously buying the patch as partly because he also had that as well. And I would love it if someone just did
I'm
a
with you
similar
now.
thing with like a big dick patch or something like that, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I've got to go and buy the dick patch now."
Yeah. Just like he's got the nice the grey, what was it, Versace shirt or something he had on at the time. It's just like a shirt that says "I'm a massive cock" written down the arm. It's like, well, gotta have that. Obviously, goes with the loadout.
This SAS guy, ran in there in a full Borat mankini. Sorted it.
Yeah, he ran in there dressed as a gimp in a PVC pink gimp suit. Obviously had a Bora DCS on. So it's obvious. Yeah. But
I mean, to be fair, that's the best camouflage because people are looking for soldiers. They're not looking for the PVC gimp suit.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got a threat coming. No, it's just a gimp. Oh, that's right then. We can carry on. Yeah. Yeah, that would be quite funny. Yeah, well, I wonder if we could
just random tangent of thought.
We're not verbally bashing. We're not verbally bashing Obi-Wan Nairobi, by the way.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
That would be hilarious, though. I wonder if this will reach any special forces operators who think, right, we're going to start wearing patches now that say we are cocks. Yeah,
but people were going out. They were buying his like exact loadout. So like
absolutely, yeah. I've got his. Well, not his. I've got a crag hop. The closest I could get money financially was a crag hoppers, and that was expensive enough for me. I was like, I'm not spending that much money on a shirt. I'm sorry, but no. It's a lovely shirt though. It's got built-in insect repellent, don't you know?
Oh, nice.
Just getting a bit of pressure out the old Stanley flask.
So there you go.
Well, we'll have to hug more then because I've got the repellent to get rid of them for you.
Anyway, sorry, carry on. You were talking about stuff.
Oh, I don't know what I was saying. I bought that. That's that. And I got for it. And it's not accurate. Before anyone starts, it's not a Denison smock. It's as close as I could get to it. For my 22 SAS Scud Hunter loadout, Gulf War 91. So this is my tanned sort of desert smock type Denison jacket, which is going to be going into my loadout with my desert DPM bottoms and my my webbing kit and sort of long back Bergen type thing, which is going to get sort of sprayed up and stuff like that. So yes, very happy with that. And it was only 28 quid off Amazon. Could not believe it. I was expecting it to turn up and being really flimsy, but I'm genuinely impressed with the stitching and the quality of the actual material. It's almost like a canvas, like a Polish Larvu haversack sort of type. It's thick old gear, you know. So I reckon that will take some waterproofing spray really well. I reckon that'll take to that really well. So I'm interested to see that. Obviously comes with a hood. Just need to stitch a button onto the back there so I can roll the hood up and button it out of the way. But other than that, yeah. Excellent. So I'm well happy with that. So that's my couple of purchases whilst I've been away. I have still been thinking about the game.
I've bought a couple of things as well. There was a rather attractive gentleman at an event I went to recently who was wearing a Northern Ireland chest rig. So I've gone out and bought myself a Northern Ireland chest rig.
What, was that it, or did he have other stuff on as well?
He had other stuff on. I'm talking about you idiot.
I know, I was joking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's just Northern Ireland chest rig. This one is specifically made by Highlander. It was only after I'd purchased it that I realised that this may be a replica or a recreation or whatever, rather than an original one. But what I did like on this is that the clips, you can on the pouches, you can actually either utilise the Velcro or the standard. I don't know what you call those, side squeeze clips.
Side squeeze, nice.
Well, that's what it says on the clip, so I'm just quoting that. But I bought that. But when I bought it, I had noticed that there are on the left strap 4 press studs, and that to me smacked of something's missing here. So I did a little bit of research. I spoke to Lance.
Something needs pressing.
Yes. And it turns out that the original chest rig was designed to be accompanied by this. So this is a radio pouch with the accompanying press studs on the back that connect onto that. It's quite a large radio pouch. It was designed for the Klansman. But my plan is that I can utilise this on the chest rig to provide a little bit of extra storage space. Oh, I've just bent my poppy. Storage space up on the top left. Because that's one of the things I find quite difficult with the chest rigs that I've run so far. In that with a plate carrier, there's lots of space to put things. With a chest rig being more low profile and strappy, it's a little bit harder to find places to put things. So
there's not a great deal of real estate on there that's not already been allocated with pouches or whatnot in there. So unless you get like a newer Molly version.
So with my new pouch, that's my plan. So got one of those. The other thing I've been playing around with, and I'm not 100% convinced that I like it yet, is I was on a shop, I can't remember which one it was, and I saw that they had a helmet scrim net, and I thought, I'll buy that. And I've just been toying around with putting it on a fast helmet. I haven't yet finished gilling it or scrimming it, but I don't know if I like it or not. I'm not yet convinced.
I think you should put it on.
I can put it on. I mean, because it's quite high profile, and I need to trim it up, but because it sits quite high, I don't necessarily see a lot of advantage with the scrim. I mean,
you definitely need to add a bit of dark in there, and obviously you've got a very dark top on and a very dark background, so it does stick out like the
yeah. I mean, I'm
thumb.
using this as a way to demonstrate, but
yeah,
playing around with that. So if anyone's got any thoughts on that, let me know. I'm not convinced I like it yet. So.
Well, at the end of the day, if it's a net that you can just pull on and pull off, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's not going to stay on.
Well, this is the problem. So it's not designed for a fast helmet, and currently I have cable tied it to shit to try and keep it to stay on there. It's nicely incorporated the X-Fog unit, so I've got the X-Fog unit in the back there, so it does go all over that and everything like that. But yeah, I'm not convinced on it yet. I will wait and see. James just says that's a very tall bush shooting at us, Commander.
Yes, it is. That is the response. Absolutely right.
Well, that's all I purchased. I haven't really got any other news, unless you do.
Nope.
Okie dokie. In which case, that's probably the end of the news. Oh, that's not the right one.
Pew, 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 pew.
We're doing well so far tonight.
So
we're going to be talking about no RIF kills. So we're encompassing everything, but basically under a typical rule set enables you to gain a kill. In Airsoft at an Airsoft event, which doesn't require kind of traditional shooting. So initially, I want to briefly cover the bang rule along the basis of I personally don't like the bang rule. I think I get that in certain skirmishes and bits and pieces like that, I can see its usage. With most milsim events, I don't know about you, Lance, but I sort of feel like you're at the event to play airsoft. So if you're close enough that you can gain a kill with like a stab or something like that, then do that. Other than that, you can use a pistol.
I mean, if you wanted to challenge someone to surrender or freeze, or just put it to the back of their head or back of their plate carrier and go, put your weapon down, you is mine, in a really sinister voice in the dark in a cold building when they're very scared, then yeah, great, go for it. But if they manage to whip a little sidearm out and bop you one in the face from really close, that's your problem, because you've chosen to sort of creep up on them. I don't agree with the bang rule at all. I think it's fucking stupid. Bang bang, nope.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen.
Sorry,
YouTube
if you see them and
it's just storming through, going bang 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 bang, and you're like, what are you playing?
no, fuck that. No, I can't be doing it. No, I'd sooner take a round in the face at close range than someone try and bang bang kill me. So there you go, on the record.
Yep. Okay.
Because it's just shit, But if you see someone laying down away from you, or someone's peering out of a window and you've crept up a staircase behind them and they're there, and you think, right, do you know what? I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, creep up behind them, try and take them prisoner or take them hostage, or sort of try and disarm them, and they whip one around and smack you one. That's your problem, because you've had those 12 secret steps to get to them, to just put a round in their back, or shoot them in the foot, or shoot them in the plate carrier, or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, a bang bang rule for me is no way. No, is what it is. Safety glasses and that are all rated. You don't lose your teeth, don't smile. Simple. I've managed this 7 years of airsoft in at close range and this, that, and the other without losing a tooth, because I don't smile, because I don't enjoy it.
I'm not your friend.
As soon as I get to airsoft site, I'm like this when I'm driving. As soon as I get in the gate, serious face on.
That's a lie. I've seen you come out of a tree line looking very happy before.
That's usually with, that's usually with a trowel in one hand and toilet roll in the other, though. Winning, Mike! I have won this morning. Always start the day with an achievement. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to talk about rubber knives. So, within the context of rubber knives, I'm including things like you kind of see the
careful. Be careful now.
Why are we being careful?
Because you said I want to start the conversation. Start off with rubber knives, along with.
Oh, okay, yeah. So no, that's fine. So, Cold Steel, they make a training tomahawk, and there's sort of various other things I've seen used as like an alternative melee weapon. I don't necessarily agree in the milsim context of using rubber chickens, but I have seen that used and other adult toys. I think that's probably funny in certain situations, but not on a milsim. If you're trying to be immersive, then
Well, I don't really like the idea of rubber, of certain toys being used as sort of like melee weapons or bang kill or stealth kills. Because one, you might find it funny, but two, there's a good chance there's going to be a lot younger players there.
Yeah,
but it just makes me feel uncomfortable that someone's running around a site with that, thinking it's hilarious, and it's just, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's
sorry, mate. It's a little bit creepy.
If it's you and your friends, and you're just
do you know what I mean? If it was like, if we would say we were having a training day, and then someone whipped one out, and it was just like, oh, very fucking funny. But it's actually like it just makes it very awkward and
yeah.
I'm going to go over here now. Fucking weirdos. But there we go. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with you. In terms of rubber knives, obviously, there's a lot of sites that I've come across, and you'll probably be the same, Lance, in terms of the blade of the knife or thing has to obviously flex. Nobody really wants to have you running around with something that could potentially penetrate with any amount of force, really. I don't know how that works with some of these Tomahawk clones and bits and pieces like that, because obviously some of them are quite solid. And I don't know how that works, because I mean,
are these like the actual Tomahawk axe type things?
Yeah, so you get like
I think it's like
it's almost...
the head's quite solid, but then the actual ends of it's like a foam, like a Nerf foam, isn't it?
No. So I actually own a couple of them, and they're proper solid. The cold steel training tomahawk is probably nigh on about a centimetre to 2 centimetres thick of solid resin or plastic or whatever it's made out of. So I mean, this thing is it's not going to stab you in any way. You know, it's the same with like a training knife. It's not going to in any way harm you on that basis, but you do start to run the risk of it potentially causing a bit of bludgeoning.
You know, I can safely
it's the
say
equivalent of running around with a log, and if you just smack someone on the top of
the
log, it's not going to stab them, but you're going to cause some injury.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul as well, there's a good point there. You know, there's a risk of knocking off iPro if you're not careful.
I've got to admit, I've never made a knife kill in my life, apart from someone who's bleeding out, and you go, "Oh, we'll just finish him off." There you go. I've never physically knife killed someone. I don't intend to either. I just shoot them for me, unless or blow them up. Blowing them up's good. Run them over, even better. Either of that works for me.
Carpet bomb, job done.
yeah. Why not? Yeah, push them into something. Push them into a hole. Anything like that.
Yeah, I must confess, I've had 2 proper knife kills in my time. One of which was I think it was an Octo event. There was someone laying in the ground. Basically, they'd kind of infiltrated on our base, and then we pushed them back. But we had pushed back further than a couple of the people had just sort of bedded down, and then we're kind of taking the occasional pot shot. And I managed to literally walk up behind someone and just go, "You're dead." And that was quite cool. I can get the exhilaration of that. I do understand that. Is to say, the rest of them for me have been role play aspects. It's like Rage is just saying there, if you want to use a foam knife or axe, go LARP in the woods as a wizard.
Whip out a wand, just a Vala Kedavra them. Fucking got you, mate. Well dead. So says Voldemort.
Just Accio or Asio, whatever it is.
Accio dead. Accio Bankill.
Oh, I've got to bring it over to you now.
Oh, fuck's sake. Accio prisoner. I might try that. I've actually got a Harry Potter one downstairs in a box. I might have to go on the rig. Just want to see Rage. Because I know it'll annoy Rage, it'll frustrate him, but I've got one. Rage, yeah. And I could just point at him.
Especially where you're Harry Potter Crocs.
Accio Crocs. Just pointing at him.
Can you imagine storming into a building and you're just confronted by someone in a full wizard outfit just going, Abracadabra, whatever you're like.
Abracadabra. Nope. Not today, mate.
So do you run a rubber knife on your kit generally?
I did, and then I never used it. It just got in the way. I did buy another one which looked quite cool and tactical and stuff, but then as soon as you took out the sheath, the blade was like that. So again, it just looked gash. So I just got rid of it. I haven't run a knife for a long time now. I just relied on BBs and explosives, mortars. They're good fun.
Oh, fair enough.
Yes.
Before we go on to the next one,
actually, shout out on that though is I must shout out to a dear friend of ours, Mark Kettles. He has made a couple of successful kills using his radio aerial as a knife, which is very, very cheeky but brilliant at the same time. The old bowfang gets it out in the back. You dead.
The look of shock on the person that took that kill.
Yeah.
Of just, oh, you got me, and then turn around and go, oh, I shouldn't have taken that. That's like...
Yeah. It's just smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. That's what it's all about. It's not cheating. It's just smoke and mirrors. That's like me with my my really bright cigarette end when I can't remember what event it was. It was an apocalypse event, and me and this guy, I can't remember his name. Do apologise, going to hate me for it. But he's got a lovely Alsatian dog, and me and him took the stockade from Op 4, and there was 2 guys left in the watchtower, and we got to the ground floor inside, looked up the staircase, could hear him shuffling about, and I went, and I threw it upstairs, went. And they go, oh fuck, like they come running down, and they were like, bastard, it's a cigarette. I was like, I never said it was a grenade. I just threw my cigarette away. I thought it was a snake, so I was trying to communicate with it.
Yeah. I've seen people do that with pine cones and various things as well.
Brilliant. Yeah. Put a cigarette on top of a pine cone, throw that. There we go. Oh fuck. Squirrels are rebelling.
Drew says, in the dark, saying you is mine sounds like a Friday night in Scab's Catterick, apparently.
You is mine.
Harry says saying bang is like a small kid with a wooden stick going brat, pretending it's a machine gun. I mean, that's the thing. You do see these videos of these kids literally just running through like the classic wooden palisade, like in a warehouse over in America, just bang, 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 and then people just getting annoyed.
Yeah, fuck off. Just fuck off.
I bang you.
Bad enough you're American. let alone making stupid gun noises. Stop it. Yeah, I don't think we get on very well out in America at airsoft sites. Can you stop it? Stop talking.
To be fair, like some of the US meal sims I'd love to go to, but
oh mate, yeah,
the
Milton West
CQB stuff that I do like a CQB game. Don't get me wrong, but just when you've got like Polar Stars and things just firing like a solid wall of plastic at you, it's just. Yeah. Paulus Wales, I once took a BB to the knee.
Ooh. Ow.
Would that hurt? I don't feel that would
well,
hurt.
I remember I was at work once and I dropped to my knees and my kneecap went on top of a screw head, on top of a screw head that was sticking out the floor, and I went fucking ghost white, and then green, and was nearly sick.
Yeah.
Awful. So I can imagine a BB being quite similar to that. That would actually hurt.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's nothing worse when you kneel down in a building in any way, just like you're pieing out the corner of the door or looking at that. Don't laugh at that. Or looking over the window. I always
you
have
is
to do
mine now.
Floor first. just a little sweep of the floor just to get the BBs out of the way. And if you haven't got knee pads or anything on, that proper hurts.
It's like when you got to crawl through the crawl spaces at Longmore, isn't it? It's just the floor of BBs. Just 6 geezers on their hands and knees, just going going through a little tunnel. Fucking pathetic. What a sight.
Marky Mark says, my view is you've paid to shoot and get shot at, so stop being a pussy and take the hit regardless.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
mate.
I mean,
wonderful.
It's awkward, isn't it? Because I mean, I get from some people's perspective that they don't want to be shot in the face, and it hurts being shot in the face.
I always get shot in the face.
I know.
Whenever it's close range, I always get shot. It's never in the knee or in the elbow. It's either in that fucking cheek or it's in that fucking cheek. And I can prove it because I got shot at Epsom Bunkers in the fucking face, and then at the bloody gunman's event, I took one in the bloody face again the following week. Bastard.
Yeah.
It's never anywhere else apart from the fucking face. It really aggravates me.
Have you thought about Face Pro?
No.
The next event you're going to rock up in like a full fencing mask.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah. I want one of the samurai masks, like the smiley samurai beastie warrior thing.
Oh yeah.
Quite
I've rattle
fancy
canned it, so it's fine now. It's tactical.
No, it's fine. Multi-cam, baby. It's fine.
Paulus Wales hate rubber knives, especially when you have a mixture of some players with them and some with actual knives on the kit. So this is quite a good point in terms of just general safety. So my personal thought, you shouldn't need an actual knife on you that's readily available. You might disagree, but you see some people run plate carriers and sort of chest rigs where they've got an actual knife. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you run the risk of fundamentally. I don't think you ever need it that urgently that you couldn't have it tucked away. It doesn't need to be ready accessible. I'm not suggesting that
not in the sense where you'll be ready to draw it on someone at all.
No, but that's what I mean.
I have a Mora on my webbing, but it's back behind my water bottle pouch, so it's not like it's a heart on guard sort of place.
But I mean, there is still potentially a risk with some events, and I think it's happened less with COVID, to be honest with you. But some events sort of previously, people would, you say you've got a captive or something like that, and people start fiddling about with your kit, pulling bits and pieces, sort of trying to inspect it. I think you just run a risk carrying an actual knife. Now, I get that some people might disagree, personal preference. For me, it's not necessarily needed. I have a Leatherman on me, so I do have a blade, but it's obviously tucked away in a Leatherman. It's not a case of you can just quickly pull it out and accidentally have a knife. But yeah, that's something to consider. I have seen people though run them pretty much like on the top of their plate carrier, as if they were
like the old like fighting knife sort of thing.
Knife that you can just pull out, and it's like there's no reason for that. To me, it's just a safety issue for that. But
yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe I'm just a moaning Myrtle. I don't know, but
all the Harry Potter.
Sorry, Harry Potter reference there.
Yeah. Oh. Hello, Harry.
That was creepy as well. Stephen says, I don't see a problem with rubber bayonets at themed events or agreed upon scenarios, but for rocking up to a skirmish, it's on par with spamming 45 rounds per second on an M4 pistol with a drum mag.
That's swearing, that is, that last bit. Shouldn't be made.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be made. Awful idea. Awful idea. Oh.
Harry says, for me, a rubber knife is to finish off a loadout look. Did rubber Gerber Mark IIs as icing on the cake for the US.
Yeah, they look very good, mate. Very nice.
That looked very cool.
Mm-hmm. So. And you've got to have that to do the hand thing as well. Through the fingers. Yeah. Absolutely. Perhaps we should try that on the 24-hour show. I'll bring my Mora knife.
If you want.
You want for it?
Are you talking about... Sorry, I wasn't...
You know, you put your hand on the table and you've got to go really fast between your fingers.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, we're not doing that. I would lose a finger.
Oh! I tried doing it with super glue just then. It hurts. Just.
And how long did that take?
I did it again. Bastard. That hurts. Oh, don't do it with super glue, bottles. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Use a knife. It's much sharper.
Yeah, exactly. It goes straight through. You don't have to worry about it then. Yeah, please don't do that, and don't hold us accountable if you do. It's not.
Yeah, that's it. That was super glue then. YouTube. Super glue. Yes.
Want to talk about remote pyro now. So within the context of remote pyro, we're talking about trip mines, electronically detonated pyro, anything kind of within that remit.
Got IEDs, claymores.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
So the first one I wanted to talk about is I actually have a little show and tell here. This is a Beasley.
Yeah. Yeah, got a couple of them.
So this is designed to fire a blank fire cartridge. Or a primer or anything like that. You can get different adapters. The idea being is that you can screw this or fix this to some location. You pull up the rather very taut spring, lock that in place your primer in the base of that. You can see the little firing pin there, and then rig it up as a tripwire. Someone comes through, knocks out the pin, removes any tension from the spring. Spring goes mental, flies down, activates the bomb. The bomb activates the cartridge. I've seen some quite effective kills with those, especially when you...
They're very good.
We've chatted about this on the show as well. You can string them up with maybe 2 or 3 trip lines.
Yeah.
You don't have to just rely on one. So that works quite well.
I mean, originally they were used for gate alarms for farmland and stuff like that. So they're usually 9 times out of 10 you'd find them screwed to a farm gate. And it's just like an early warning sort of thing, just to say, piss off, shut the gate. But they are very good. I mean, like Mike's just said, then you can run to... I mean, I usually try, if it's woodland and we've got a harbour area and we're securing like a firing position and we want like a field of carnage, I usually put 2 lines coming off the pull pin. So you've got a circlip which clips into the top. And then off of that is a little keyring ring, if you like. So I usually tie off sort of like 20-pound pike line or fishing line off of that, but I only go 5 meters. Obviously, it's 9 times out of 10 an explosive kills like within 5 meters. So don't put a 15-meter trip line on there because there's 10 meters of that trip line, which is shit. I've seen it, mate. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've set one off before and it's been like 20 meters away, and they're like, "You dead?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? What are you talking about?" So what's the explosion gone down the trip wire? Is it? And then hit me. I said, put your tripwires at 5 meters, lads, and then I'm inside the kill zone. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do like 5 meters one side. Say you've got a central tree, 5 meters, and then 5 meters, and then you've got a 10-meter kill area then, but it's still within 5 meters of the explosive. But yeah, they're brilliant, very, very effective. You can set the strength on them as well. You can obviously have that clip in like just about. So if it's not a breezy day or anything like that, have it right on its limit. So they just literally have to graze it, and it's bang, and it's really good. It's really, really effective. But then again, if it's a windy day or you've got a lot of ground litter, a lot of brambles and stuff, and it could snag, then just set that clip in a little bit further, and it'll take like a good stride through the line to knock it out. But it will, they will knock it out. But they're very good, very, very good.
One effective method I saw on YouTube, funnily enough, for identifying trip lines, because obviously you're moving through buildings or anything like that, it's dark, you can't necessarily see what's in front of you. If you have on your point man a plumb line coming down off the front of their rifle, so as they're moving forward, because the rifle is effectively out in front of them, the plumb line's acting as a vertical drop from that point. You'll be able to notice the tension on the plumb line without potentially setting off the tripwire.
Yeah.
As a useful tool. So appreciate it's not necessarily the most feasible things to run around with a bit of cord hanging off the front of your rifle and a little bit of a weight or something like that. But I have played around with the concept and it does seem to work quite well. So bear that in mind. If you an event that has a lot of trip mines for whatever reason. Have you ever played around with the electronically detonated stuff?
Not personally, no. I have seen it done and I have seen it used really, really well. And the last time I saw it was at Battle Lakes at an Octo event. One of the guys in our PMC team had a great setup with electronic lot of claymores or I can't remember the name of them now. It's like the little electronic dets which they use for firework displays and stuff like that. But you can get them like 10 to a pound. You know what I mean? They're very, very easily purchased. With a control box with like 6 dets on it, so you can rig them up, arm them all, bip 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 bip, and then just press each button, and they were just scattered around an area. And as soon as you saw some movement, click, bang, dead. Really, really good, really, really good. Not sure what the range is like on them. I'm guessing it's sort of like that's the kiddies, Steve. Thank you very much, maroons. Yeah, they're very, very good. Yeah, nice, lightweight, easily transportable. You know, they're not like using big claymore boxes or anything like that. I mean, I suppose you could sort of mock something up so it looked the part if you wanted to do that, maybe. But there's certainly nice small little devices, easily deployable, you know, easily retrievable. And I guess he had about a 50-60 meter spread on these 6 dets that was scattered around the place. So yeah, you know, like a decent range for the engagement distances that we'd be using, you know, 60-70 meters tops, I'd say would be very good. I believe you'd have to keep eyes on it. I don't think you should be able to just blindly detonate them. Like
someone's laying
next to it, you know, like someone's on it. Like if you're on a building or things like that, or it's the other side of a building, I think you need to have eyes on, or you need to have comms with people who've got eyes on it, who can say, right, yeah, 3, 2, 1, so like detonate now, bang, then you know you've got them. Not someone who's laying down with their face potentially nearby it or something like that. You know what I mean? Just be mindful of how and when you're going to detonate something like that. You know, use caution.
Yeah, the only time I've ever got to play with anything like that, we had funnily enough, back at Longmore again, we were intercepting a vehicle, so using it as an IED basically, and they're particularly useful for those because trying to get a grenade in position at the right time is obviously not easy. You've got to have a body within throwing distance and obviously timing and everything like that. Whereas if you can set it up in position in advance, the vehicle comes through, you can obviously hit the detonator and that goes off. So they're pretty cool. There's obviously other options as well. So there's things like the Claymore devices. You get the little boxes that fire spring-loaded BBs out. I have come across one of those once. It failed to operate. So yeah, it was good for me because I ran through and it didn't go off. But I have seen those used. I think the only thing with a lot of these devices are obviously you've got to go and retrieve them afterwards. So they're not traditional military kit. There's obviously IEDs or anything like that. They leave it there. It's not a case of
there's not going to be any left afterwards to pick up.
No, exactly. So that's probably one downside with anything like that. Whereas obviously paper pyro, which we'll come on to in a little bit, but paper pyro, you can throw it and it's gone. You don't generally have to worry about it. Maybe just check that there's no fire or something afterwards.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to kit like that, if you're an event, sort of like a well-established event, I'd say, like for example, the SEO guys, the Defiant guys, if there is a specific tasking for a team to breach a doorway or do this or do that, there's a good chance that they would be supplying the pyrotechnics for that element and probably have whoever's doing the pyrotechnics for the event on standby with you to make sure everything's all good. as when you're breaching and things like that. I've seen that many times, and it's worked really well because it's taking pressure off you. You're not supplying your own pyro because you wouldn't, the likes of us who are just regular players wouldn't be able to assemble a frame charge to go onto a door to make it look the part and this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be a Mark 5 or a Mark 9 at the door, and that'd be it. That's as close as we could get to doing that. Whereas the actual event organizer, something like that, I don't think you have to worry too much about those sorts of charges. It would be just more your personal throwing pyrotechnics from our point of view.
Yeah. Pegasus says, I think trip mines should be limited to lower power blanks. I've had a 12 gauge go off next to foot and ended up bruising.
Ooh.
So that's, that's a fair point again.
That's a very powerful. Is that a homemade 12 gauge blank, or is that actually a 12 gauge blank? Because that shouldn't, if it was a 12 gauge actual blank, that should not have done that. What I have seen is 12 gauge rounds. I've seen 12 gauge rounds cut and then the shot removed and then re-wadded with still the same amount of black powder in it as a normal round, which isn't good. But yeah, if it's a
with
proper blank, you shouldn't have done that.
Hand, to be fair, you can with the Beasley mines, that this particular model came actually, funnily enough, with a little enclosure box as both a kind of reduction for safety, because obviously that I don't think these are intending to harm anyone per se, but it also helps weather protect the blank in there as well. So, whether that's something that is to be considered on those. But I agree with you. I think, whilst we obviously all like a loud bang, ultimately, if a bang goes off within Airsoft, it's a 5 meter generally rule, in terms of that being classed as a kill. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously not good that you got injured, Pegasus. So, that's obviously a bit of shit for you. So, without knowing the exact specifics of that, but yeah, we shouldn't be going into Airsoft to actually physically want to harm people.
No, actually, and you've got to be careful of where you place these sorts of things. Point. You know what I mean? If it's inside a doorway, I'd sooner take, I certainly wouldn't put it head height for a start. It would definitely be low level. But yes, that surprised me how you said that's bruised your foot catching that. You sure you didn't kick the door when you went in and it made you jump? Shit!
No idea. It was loud and within a centimetre of my foot as I went through the door.
Oh, blimey. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. See, if I try and place myself, especially if you're in rural areas like woodland and that, I'll sort of try and place the actual alarm within a bush. That's like a bush that you can't really get into, but I can put the alarm in there purely for that very reason. Someone laying prone who lays across it, they're not going to get it in the face. It's going to be out of the way of them. That's where I sort of position it, or build something up around it, just because you're going to try and hide it anyhow, because you don't want people to spot it. So you're going to cover it with bushes and branches and things like that anyhow. Just the actual main alarm trigger itself. Then run your lines out from there. So I always try and do it in a way that no one can actually get near it because it's covered up with stuff. So you wouldn't want to lay there.
I wanted to bring up as well the mines that you made.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have done it so they were a bit loud. I mean, I wish I'd known Harry back then, because I think we could have really done something rather wonderful together. So basically, what they were, I sort of trawling the internet for a trigger for these IEDs I wanted to make that could be sort of partially buried or placed anywhere, very mobile, very portable. And what I found was, and they use them a lot in nursing homes, and it's a sensor which goes underneath like a rug in like a bedroom or anything like that, and it basically you can wire it to an alarm, and whenever it gets pressure on it, it'll alarm. So it's basically a giant trigger pad. So it makes a contact, sets an alarm off, puts a light bulb on, anything like that. You've got multiple wiring looms that come with it. Very, very cheap, waterproof, and basically what it was for is if one of the patients or anything fell out of bed or anything like that, they would sort of land on this mat area and it would trigger an alarm off, say there's a pressure detected on this mat when it shouldn't have been, like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, whatever it was in the morning. So it's like an early warning sort of thing. And I thought, right, okay, I'll order some of them. Knocked up these alarms, and it was a red light, flashing light, and a really loud, I'm not sure if it was as loud as one of them little rape siren thingies, but it was really loud. And then I ran the power pack off of a long power charge, so that it almost said like you had so I could bury it in like a track, or I could put the pad in the doorway, and I could have the light sensor somewhere, and then I can have the speaker somewhere, and then have the actual main power supply like running off for like 10 meters into the woods. So if the guys doing the EOD sort of detected the line, they could sort of pull up this like little cord and they think, oh, here we go, and follow that back into the woodland for the power and disarm it, or uncover the actual IED itself and disarm it via the battery pack. Yeah, and they work really, really well. They're really good. And you can actually put probably like sort of that much sort of soil on top of it, and it still wouldn't set it off. It would actually take that pressure, that push of a footprint. We didn't try it with a vehicle, but certainly with a footprint, you had to set it off. It's really good. I've dig the videos actually. I've got some videos on my phone, all videos, and I'll stick one up on me and Dan. We were sitting in my thank God we never got raided that day in my living room. Spools of wire and like 12-volt, 9-volt batteries and these pads and just what are you doing here exactly? Funny story. But yeah, I'll dig the videos out so I can put them up on our Facebook. Yeah. Quite cool.
I mean, I know we've covered the story before, but as part of the IED sweeping team, my responsibility was to find some of these landmines, and I think we found one before it detonated.
Yeah.
All the rest of them was definitely a post explosion analysis of what had happened. But it's particularly frustrating. I think one of them was rigged to like a doorbell noise. So it's particularly frustrating. You're walking through the forest, you put your foot down, all of a sudden you hear a doo-doo. You're like, oh, I'm dead.
Bastard. Generic doorbell mine got me.
Yeah. But I could see those being particularly useful on if you could rig that up to like a remote detonator or something like that. That would be quite cool, because it was incredibly hard to see. Like as you say, if you could bury that a little bit, it's actually a device that you'd have to find, and then you could trace
again, and it also brings that EOD element into the game a bit more. Not just like, oh yeah, you're EOD, go over there, blah blah blah, wait 5 minutes and you've disarmed the bomb, well done.
Yeah.
You've actually got to physically find something tangible and deal with it, and actually it has actually got a power supply. There is a risk of you setting it off, so it's just another element that that you can bring to an event, which makes it really cool. And there's also that threat level there as well, because it always say, careful on patrol, IED threat, contact on IEDs and this, that, and the other. It's like, is there any out there though? Really? Come on, be honest. Have you really put any out there? But if they had them, it'd be like, oh shit, there's genuinely, yeah. Especially if you had some of the maroons wired up to it, because they don't take a lot of voltage to set one off. It's a very, very low voltage ignition for one of them. So if you had that rigged up, and as soon as you press that contact, and it's a very short end to that explosive, mate, it's like almost instantaneous. Press that, bang, you'll be like, whoa, that's fucking proper scary. Shit.
I mean, from a, you do also have the opportunity, you don't even have to have the pyrotechnic. If you've got a little speaker unit or something like that could play a relatively realistic explosion noise rather than a super tinny boom.
Yeah.
Then,
or like the 16 gigabyte pixelated, like, when your Desert Strike helicopter took it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you have an option there that you've got a device that's actually relatively safe to play with, without running the risk of any. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a big bang and everything like that. It's good fun, but some sites obviously don't like these things because of the insurance risk implications and stuff. But there are obviously options that you could have something that's a little bit safer. Yeah, Stephen Whitehead says, have a Bluetooth speaker rigged up to a sensor, and a John Cleese voice just shouts, "Very sorry, but you were dead."
I found the perfect noise for a landmine. Hang on, let me just turn my phone up. I mean, I reckon this could be quite. Imagine going through the very dark in the woods, hit a landmine.
I thought you were going to play the little speech from Blackadder when the Baldric asks Blackadder what you do when you tread on a landmine. He's like, well, the general standard operating procedure is to throw yourself 30 feet into the air and disperse yourself over a wide area. Shall we... There's some... I appreciate there's sort of various comments in the chat. There's stuff about bang rule and stuff like that. I'll just cover that quickly.
Yes, let's go to
Phil
the
says,
comments.
bang bang can fuck right off. Stephen Whitehead.
Yeah, well, hang on a minute. No, it wouldn't be bang bang though, would it? For Phil, it'd be gel.
No,
because it's gel blasters, isn't it?
It's squidge.
Squidge. Splurge.
Stephen, that was a weird sidetrack. Stephen Whitehead says, like Home
Shut
Alone.
up, Phil. You keep taking us off on weird tangents. Bloody Aussies. with the nonsense.
Stephen Whitehead said, like Home Alone, you slip up on BBs in the doorway and end up down a staircase with your eyebrows burned off.
Absolutely, yeah. Iron in the face. I might start carrying an iron, actually. That's a good melee weapon.
Yeah.
Cut the
Tins
cord
of
off,
paint
obviously.
start swinging down in doorways and stuff like that. Like,
Or a rubber spider.
Ray says the jail enforce a bang rule. If you're within a meter, you have to say bang, and they have to take it. Out of that, you can say bang, but they don't have to take it. So that's interesting.
They always take it.
This is the thing. So different sites will have different systems and setups that works well for them. I imagine the jail, it being an ex-jail, is very, very tight fire scenarios. So very close CQB. What are you pulling that face for?
I just don't know how you associate the fact that it's a jail. That there's been an awful lot of shooting there, hence why it's what. Like as in when it was a jail.
So having played 500, where you're going cell to cell, in some of
What
those
did you play there then?
activities.
Was that a site? Was it the jail?
I've not played at the jail.
Oh, you mean at Dover?
Yeah. So AI 500.
I was there.
Was a jail. The jail is a jail.
AI 500 has never been a jail. AI 500 is what are you talking about?
The Citadel down in Dover.
The Citadel was a jail. Yes, that's right.
Yes. So the AI 500 event at the Citadel in Dover was a jail. Thank you.
There's the information we all needed. Thank you.
There we go.
Glad I'm
Ray
back
says,
on you.
Yeah, great. Ray says, I've carried a knife in my pocket since I was 11 and 12, as my granddad got me one and said you should always carry a pocket knife, and I have since then. So, yeah, so don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting you don't have a knife on you. I think it's a useful thing to have, especially, you're out and about. And
I love how Rage
whatever
carries a
reason.
pocket knife and Mike carries a ball of string. You never
we get
know.
together, though, think of the possibilities.
Yeah. It's a dangerous combination. I'll tie him up. You stab him. Or surely you should stab him and then I'll tie him up. I don't know.
This is my mate Steve. He's got the duct tape. Pony Tony, I've only ever surrendered people for the lols when I'm right behind someone with knives. Some sites require a melee weapon to stealth kill. I think this is... I've always kind of not really understood the concept of stealth kill, because it very much puts it on the person who's being killed not to go hit.
It's completely
seen that
wrongly
happen a few
worded, isn't it?
times.
Because it's not a stealth kill at all. A stealth kill would be you killing someone and them not even knowing that you were ever there. See, to me, this is creepy, almost on the verge of pervy. Up behind someone and going, "Oh, you're dead man," and then just letting the bushes take you again. Whoa. That's what it should be called. Not stealth. There's nothing stealthy about that.
No, I mean, there are...
Nonsense.
I would like to do an event where you have to kind of infiltrate stealthily. I think that would be quite cool.
Steve carries a Holland and Barrett card. I don't know what that's in reference to, but it's very funny. I don't know why. That's very funny. Very random and funny. Got a melee knife? Yep. Holland and Barrett, mate. My peanut.
Drew Metchin says it's easy to make a PIR activated device. May not be legal. I don't see any reason why you couldn't create something like that. I mean, I guess it's... I don't know. I don't know the legalities on it, to be brutally honest with you. I can't see it being illegal to make a PIR device. Now, what the device
Is
does...
PIR short for pirate?
No.
Well. I was excited then.
No, PIR stands for passive infrared.
Ah. You had to look that up.
Like the...
You looked that up. I saw your eyes wander into the screen. Yeah.
The PIR sensors and things, you get a lights are quite useful. You can get Amazon, I think, do for 30 quid a little floodlight that you can mount to a wall or anything like that that's got a PIR sensor. So if you want to,
I've got some rodent discouraging sensors under my desk here. I got sent by Amazon. They're infrared activated. Sort of moles coming up into the loft, I suppose. I'll set them up, maybe.
And children
and kids. Yeah, works well so far.
Dan says, how long before people start dropping pyro from drones? So I do happen to know the answer to this one. The deployment of any package or anything like that from a drone, I believe, requires a very special license.
Like Amazon.
So, yeah. The problem is that they don't want people randomly dropping shit off of planes and drones and stuff like that. Because the Civil Aviation Authority kind of covers light aircraft.
But as a caveat,
drones as one thing.
Or sort of like a get out of jail card, you could say, well, actually, officer, I wasn't trying to drop pyro from a drone. I was trying to drop my drone from the pyro.
Oh, no, because then that becomes a... I only know this because my brother runs a drone survey company, but that becomes an air crash. So he had an issue recently where one of his drones flew into a seagull. And I say flew into the seagull. The seagull basically flew into the drone. He wasn't flying it into the seagull, but the drone... the drone crashed, and he then has to log that as an actual air crash, basically, to the Civil Aviation Authority. So dropping anything off drones... there was another article I read recently as well. I was fond of all knowledge on this one. The lifeguards... not lifeguards.
Astronauts?
Lifeboats. You know the lifeboats.
Yeah, I know lifeboats. Yep, familiar.
Yeah, they're working up a new system whereby they can fly a drone out to drop I'm ignoring you. They can fly a drone out to drop like a life buoy or something like that into the sea. But they have to have a special permitting to do that because it is the deployment of a package from an aerial vehicle. So there's a lot of very stringent rules on that. Now, that's not to say people haven't done it, and I think Dan followed up a comment about a video of an AFG-6 being dropped from a drone. I probably doubt that they had the authority to do that, but that's how that stands. So there you go. We've all learned something, hopefully. Philip Dunn says one of the players over here has started 3D printing CO2 landmines.
We've spoken about this before, haven't we? About those screw-in bulb cartridges for a pressure-activated landmine, which sort of just blows a bit of dirt and leaf litter about. That'd be very cool. I like the sound of that.
I would really like it if someone could make a usable... I need to be really careful with this because you guys have an absolute classic of latching on to what I say, and then that just becomes memes for the next 3 years. I'd like the ability to create proper minefields in Airsoft that obviously don't disfigure people, but you could set them out and leave them there for a long time, if that makes sense. Like a sort of some sort of disposable unit that you could.
Well, like in 40 years' time, we're going to have celebrities, banging the drum for charity funds to go and dig up all these fucking airsoft landmines all over these new housing estates.
I'm not suggesting quite that bad, but something that's potentially like I don't know, a paper-based product that sort of breaks down over time. So you can basically put this system out and you can just leave it there. But if you had the ability to actually create a minefield, because most airsoft sites, the minefields are normally out of bounds areas or
bit of tape,
boundaries of the site, a bit of tape, something like that. It's like, right, just don't go in that area. Up. Whereas I think it would be quite a cool idea to actually have a functional minefield at a site, so that you have the opportunity. You could go through that route, but you don't necessarily want to take that.
No.
I'm ignoring that as well, Rage. Thank you.
You're happy camp. Mike's happy camp with his big watchtowers and spotlights everywhere. Brilliant. Come on.
Stephen Whitehead says air horns in PVC mine bodies would work. As you tread on it, it just goes parp.
Parp. Oh, I've got a duck caller somewhere.
Landnav challenge. I have a design for a landmine. Might have a chat with Harry. Sounds quirky.
Interesting.
James says IBC lids with gas cartridges in them. I don't know what an IBC lid is.
IBC.
Oh, okay.
What is an IBC? Don't keep your secrets. Tell me.
I don't know what an IBC is, but I know vaguely what he's talking about. I mean, the lid looks just basically like a cap.
IBC. I always thought they were old cine film metal casings.
Coming up as
like
a direct water tank type thing.
Oh, okay.
Like
IBC
goes on a water tank.
Okay. Yeah.
Drew says, I've trained with CO2 powered devices that fire out talc powder on detonation.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned flour once, but isn't flour flammable?
Yeah, I mean, I think talcum powder is to a certain extent as well. As soon as you get enough space between the particles, you can get combustible ignition. That's funnily enough what happened with the Great Fire of London. That started off in a bakery because there's sort of
Pudding Lane, funny
flour
enough.
in there. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Intermediate bulk container. There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm with you now. I'm all over that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, I've got one downstairs.
It's a little lid. It's a little lid with a CO2 canister in it. But yeah, I would like to see personally an airsoft site. That's
Hang on, those powder mines are on Airsoft Direct. Oh really?
Check that out later.
Yeah, baby.
Right, let's move on. Let's now chat about disposable pyro. So we're going to talk about disposable pyro. So there's two facets to disposable pyro. I want to talk about the classic Mark Vs and smoke grenades, as well as the single bang or multi-bang mortar rounds as well.
Can't show that on the screen.
Well, that's just a tube, isn't it? It's just a cardboard tube. There's
I'm
nothing
just putting
dangerous
it
about that.
leg.
Single-use pyro, probably my favourite personally because of the ability that you can just lob it in.
It's readily available, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Can you pass me my grenade back, please? It's just...
Excuse me. Hold ceasefire. I need to retrieve my grenade.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't got them on them lanyards. You know, like the retractable lanyard thing. Throw it in.
Because no doubt you'll throw it further than the lanyard, and it will then just suddenly recoil back, and you end up with the grenade.
You must, you know, that's right. Everyone needs to know the length of their lanyard before they throw a hand grenade. That's basic. Fucking basic.
You need a 5-meter lanyard just to get around. Get out of the explosion.
We'll have multiple lanyards, so once you've reached the limit of the first one, the second one then deploys. It just keeps going. It's on and on and on. Yeah, I wouldn't like to have one of those expensive, like £150 reusable grenades, because I would lose that. Instantly lose. Gone. Plus the fact people steal them because they're bastards. People are bastards and they nick shit. So it's just take away the element and take away the thingy for them to want to steal it by not having it in the first place.
I actually do have a reusable pyro. So this is a BFG.
I've never seen you have that at a site ever.
No, well that's the thing. I don't generally tend to use it. So this is
You've never used it.
I have used it. This is a 9mm setup, so it's got an internal spacer in there. You can use 12 gauge shotgun blanks if you want to as well, and you can get additional spacers. And I have used it. You can tell because it's black on the inside.
Thanks, Steve. I'll throw it at you then, and only you. There you go. I'm going to get a reusable one and just only throw it at Steve. Because he's promised not to steal it.
This is a little timed one.
You can set them. You can get. There's different options as well for the timing, isn't there? You can set it to impact, timed, or something rather else.
Not with this one. To the side, cock the. Oh,
hello. Is it me or is it you?
I don't know. One of us is lagging. There we go. We're back.
Yeah, it's
See
all
how
good.
that goes. So basically this system it's fairly simple to use. It's reusable, but I prefer the disposable pyro. Again, it's easier to use.
Absolutely,
less issues.
And you're not gonna, not say you're gonna be crying, but if you did lose a £4.50 Mark V, then it's not the end of the world. Although it's a bit, oh fuck's sake, but it's not like shit. That's like a £90 blank grenade. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So. And I love the FBS ones. The FBS, the quality of them.
I was just going to ask, Lance, what your favourite brand of Mark Vs were.
Mate, it used to be TLSFX, which I think has since become FBS. I'm not sure.
I believe
or
so.
not. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But the FBS stuff, I've never had one fail on me, and I've gone through loads of them. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They're not as big as the Enola Gay ones. They're made better. They feel a bit heavier. They're easier to throw.
The caps don't come off, which is always the nightmare.
You can literally nearly hold one of theirs like that, and actually proper throw it, rather than it being like some weird crap potato masher type thing. Just really good. Even their mortar rounds are bloody good. They're spot on. Yeah, so FBS all the way for me. None of that. You know that gay shit. Terrible. It's all terrible. Don't like any of it.
You just said the lag was down to GCHQ tapping into the stream. Keywords: explosives, mines, and detonation.
Detonation. and you is mine now. Bloody GCHQ, bugger off, get your own podcasts. In secret squirrels everywhere. Yeah,
we've kind of
FPS for me.
strayed into reusable pyro as well. But Pegasus has said the one that you're thinking of is the B1 Pulse armament. They are variable.
Yes.
One of the most interesting grenades that I've seen that never actually came to market was the Maz G. This was a product on Kickstarter that's had its own absolute.
Oh, this has been going for a long time. Yeah.
And I believe it's still being designed, and it's nothing like the original design at this point. But that was meant to be like this all singing, all dancing, fancy grenade with PIR sensors, tilt switches, variable timings, impact sensors, and the like. Unfortunately, so I don't think it's progressed any further. I'm happy if someone wants to correct me on that one, but yeah. I think
well, it's like that.
Fancy.
It's like that gun that UGL that's got the speaker in it that you could set up to fire, make the sounds of whatever rifle it is, particularly you've got it mounted on. Which I think was like a New Zealand brand. These two guys made it, and it was epic, but like they wanted like an up kickstart sort of thing, but it never got taken on, and I'm shocked. There's videos of it on YouTube. It looks like a UGL, but it's like a long Bose speaker type thing, and the sound it put out was unbelievable. If you had like a section of guys with that, never mind like gas blowbacks for like the bit of the sound that you get, this was unbelievable. Like you could set it to like an AK, an M4, whatever you wanted. You could program the sound to come out of it. And mate, I was just like, how is this not available? Because I would have fucking one of them tomorrow, just for the crack, because they are blind. You can have it suppressed, so it's like a proper like. I was just like, how cool would that be? That would be it. You've achieved the lofty heights of how close you can get to it actually sound like a real gun. Amazing. But yeah, I'll try and find a link to the video and put it on our Facebook because it's very good. They do a comparison. But they shoot it from like 40 metres away, and it's just the BB rifle, and then they've got it with the speaker on, and it's like, fucking hell. There's like echoes through the trees, like, I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I want that.
Well, this is the thing, ultimately, with pyro devices, they don't have to be an explosive charge. You could have sound functions and stuff in there. High five to you as well. One product I did just want to share. So this was a video that was uploaded quite a while ago now.
So weapons. Can't use that.
No, we can because it's not handling them live, apparently.
You wait. What's he got in his hand?
Oh, hang on. He's now handling it live. Can't show that. Hang on.
Yeah, let's just... No!
Oh, no. Oh, no!
Whoop, whoop,
It's really
whoop.
bad.
Close the screen, Mike. Just close the screen.
No, I want to show something. Hang on. Let me show the bit I wanted to show.
Fun snaps. Yes, mate, they're great fun. My nephew got some of them for his birthday yesterday or the day before. Happy birthday, Elliot. He was 6. Good lad.
Happy birthday. This is a Mark V launcher. This was a product that apparently was for sale at First and Only Airsoft. It's a device in which you can read. I'm just going to hide the video because we're not showing it anyway. It was a device by which it was a underslung grenade launcher. It had a little insert that was just the right size for a Mark V. You could effectively imagine a Nerf gun that fires Mark Vs. Was the equivalent of what this was. So you pull back the charger and then to obviously depress the spring, put the Mark V in, strike it, and then you can fire the Mark V, and then the spring releases, firing the Mark V at the direction that you've got it pointed. That was something I was always vaguely interested in. I don't know, again, when this starts bordering down, breaching rules on what you can and cannot do in terms of airsoft artillery, and sort of what you're illegally allowed to fire. You're on mute, Lance.
Yes, I know. It just makes it a micro mortar, doesn't it? It's no different to a mortar tube. As long as you're not adding any fins or anything to the actual projectile.
No, I know. I mean, there's obviously reasons that they didn't because they're not everywhere. You can't see them. You can't find them. So whether there's some reason that it wasn't made or whatever, but it would be an interesting device again.
Fit down a Nerf barrel.
I'll be testing that later.
Yes.
But that was always an interesting concept to me of something that you could utilise it as a cheaper version of tags. Because tag rounds are really great. They're obviously disposable as well. The launchers and everything like that aren't, but the actual device that you're firing is disposable, and they're wicked bits of kit. Having the ability to fire a round at a distance where you can land that. I mean, you know, Mike Marden got that shot at Longmoor. I think it was something in the region of like 40 meters, 50 meters away, through a window. Like,
Oh yes, that
taking
was
out
brilliant.
people. Yeah. Proper cracking shot. I might have even been further. I can't remember.
Next up, Mike pays a visit to A&E. Hello, Mike. Hello. Again. Me again.
Loyalty card.
Yes.
Stephen, where's your Holland and Barrett?
Yeah.
The other thing I've seen, I can't remember the name of the guy now. There's a quite well-known paintballer, so please don't shout at me for that. But he has a paintball marker set up, which fires smoke grenades. And this is another thing that I would be super interested to sort of try and create at some point. And I did sort of look into it, but according to some of the paintball shops that I spoke to, there wouldn't be enough pressure to do this. But if you could have a canister system whereby you light a smoke grenade and then you could fire that using some sort of compressed air system, the ability to launch an EG-18, you know, it's a big volume of smoke at a reasonable distance away, because quite often with smoke grenades where you're using it for moving cover, bounding, anything like that, you can't necessarily get the range that you need. You're obviously very limited to what you can physically throw.
It keeps muting. I know. But how far away would you want the smoke to be from you? Because obviously smoke's 9 times out of 10 is used to cover your escape or shield you from people rather than throwing it at people.
This is a very Longmoor centric episode, but I was envisioning, you know, the sort of the patch of ground adjacent to the sand fob.
Okay. Where we did that section attack across the open bit, where the helicopter's at the front.
You're probably talking maybe 50 to 60 meters of open terrain that you have to cover, maybe up to 100. Just trying to, if you've got a couple of these deployed along the line, you can fire some smoke grenades in, and you've got like a rolling bank of smoke then. That you could, you know, use as a bit more additional cover. So yeah, bung smoking after a mortar round, that would work.
Well, you can get mortar smoke rounds though, can't you? FBS do mortar smoke rounds, which are very good.
I mean, I just think the mortar.
They do the dual vent as well now.
But they're not the EG-18s. If you could get something that would fire that amount of smoke, because you know, the tag do smoke rounds as well, and all of these things are great, but it's the cost of them. Whereas if you could
and the availability of them,
exactly, and if you can retrofit something that's cheaper, so Mark.
And I don't actually think you can get anything tag at the minute, can you? Wasn't there a thingy on that come out?
Not sure. I know Tag's a Russian-based company.
So I'm not sure. There was something about
the war, perhaps.
No, there was something about some paperwork or them not being able to produce a certain
like testing specifications,
like a testing spec sheet or something like that for it to be eligible for import or something like that. I'm sure I saw something like that somewhere. I'm not sure, someone who put a post out. Maybe someone in the chat can correct me. But I definitely read something along those lines within the last sort of couple of months. So
I mean, ultimately, people like the ability of tags and stuff like that because they're good setups and good bits of kit. But if you could find a medium ground where you had the ability to launch cheaper pyro, then you probably see more of it. And I think sort of smoke grenades are a really good usage of that because, and we'll kind of come on to that now in terms of Octo's rules with smoke. So red smoke is the equivalent of a fire.
Yeah, incendiary. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you lobbed that in an area, anyone kind of within that smoke cloud, I believe either has to move out of the area or I think it's almost classed as a kill on that basis. But it's area denial as well.
But again, when it goes off, you get like a couple of seconds to bug out or you're enveloped in it, then you're dead. Do you know what I mean? So, which is that's a good shout. I like that. That's good. That brings another element. I think green or anything other than not white or black is poison or something, isn't it? The blues or the greens or something like that.
I believe that green was poison or something like that. Yeah. I know purple was a nerve agent that we used on one event.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that was the one we did at the Ultimate War Games one, wasn't it? When we had the scientists going through the wood bit there. Yeah, they had a purple gas agent there. That was cool. Yeah, enjoyed that.
Yeah. So I mean, smokes as well. I mean, obviously with smokes, depends on the site rules. Generally, most sites I've played at or events we've played at haven't really allowed smokes in buildings, for the obvious reason that
Not long more when they've been newly rebuilt. You mean?
Yeah. Sometimes they go off by accident. Things happen.
And people panic and they can't pick them up and throw them out the window. It
People
comes back in
couldn't see
again.
them because of all the smoke. It was chaotic.
It's so funny. And then Big Mike was so clear at the briefing at the beginning. Whatever you do, do not throw any fucking smoke grenades inside the buildings. And like the first grenade our team throws.
You could throw them out. You could throw them out of the building.
Yeah, you can throw them out the building.
But he hadn't accounted for people missing the window
That you're stood right in front of.
that I stood right in front of. Well,
And there's a marshal stood right in the doorway. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And you're just kicking it around the floor trying to get it. Come here. Come here, smoke. Come here, smoke. I'm so sorry. And I'm about halfway up the staircase, just like shaking my head. I just had to apologise for my colleague. He's not normally like this.
Oh, that was a good day. I missed that.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Yeah.
Conscious of the time, let's roll through some of these other ones as well. So we've talked about
Yes.
trip mines, direct reusable fire. One thing that we haven't really covered is things like Mosscart rounds. So
I never really used them, to be honest with you.
I have one of them to show.
I've got
So
one of them.
I have never used this other than just firing random stuff around the house. This is a wide diameter story. I don't really know the correct terminology. I refer to it as like the wide diameter round. Basically, I fill it with little foam balls and stuff like that because it fires anything that will fit into that.
Will that fit a
as long
Mark
as you can
5 in the end of
build
it?
up pressure. I will be testing that after the show. I think it would. Not gonna lie. Interesting. So this is a little gas-powered grenade. For the most part, these sort of Mosscart rounds and anything like that, they're okay. I can't say that I've ever seen the kind of the Mosscarty rounds used with particular effect, other than in sort of CQB areas. Nerf darts do fit, Kenny, just so you know.
Nerf darts with drawing pins in the end of them.
You could
Used to do that.
I-
Awful child. I was an awful child.
Have you ever seen any Mosscart rounds used effectively?
Yeah, just make a lot of noise and mess. Not really.
No.
No. Shit.
Okay.
One accidentally went off in my loft, and I was just like, oh, fuck that. Boom! Just went, and it was like 10 seconds of. I was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm not picking all them up.
So the reason I bought this was I bought the B&T
Oh my God.
grenade launcher.
What sits might fit? I wonder if you could roll a bit of wafer ham and put it down there, and it would deploy. You fire it, and then the ham.
Should we start a
the
new
ham would
podcast
open.
of literally just will it Mosscart?
I wish there were Willet Mosscart section. Can we do that? Please, can we do that?
Maybe for the 24-hour show we'll bring it.
What's the cheese things you get? The tubes of cheese in a
Cheese
packet.
string.
Yeah, like a cheese string fit in there.
Cheese string going there, yeah.
Fire a cheese string out of there. I'd definitely like to see you try and fire a bit of wafer ham though, rolled up. You know, like the classic mum's 80s salad. 3 bits of rolled ham, half a whole hard-boiled egg cut in half. Love that 80s salad.
Yeah. You'd
Brilliant.
probably want to layer up the ham vertically, so you get like a shotgun effect of ham coming out of it. Like
Oh no,
a
I
ham
was
slide.
kind of hoping for a single piece of rolled ham that would open and
So
then just
kind of-
deploy over my face. Ah! And I really want that
Okay.
slap as
I'll
it
tell
hits
you
me.
what, 24-hour show, that's what we're going to be practicing.
You're going to shoot me in the face with a bit of rolled ham.
in the face with some rolled ham. But we'll have to do it off camera.
I can be on camera, but the rifle can be off
You
camera.
can be on
can't it?
camera, yeah.
Yeah, I want all of it. I want beef, bit of topside, and we can grade the meat
Okay.
of its effectiveness and range and taste.
Well, it's good to know that we're back on form as normal. So,
Classic science.
if we've missed anything out, then feel free to throw it in the comments.
We must have done.
We probably have, but I'd be interested to see if anybody else has any sort of thoughts on. Stephen says next up, Lance pays a visit to AA.
Hello, everyone, again.
Hi, Lance.
Hi, Mike. What's up? I've got a ham in my eye.
I've got no fingers.
I have no fingers.
But yeah, if you've got any sort of thoughts on non-RIF kills that you can sort of think that we've missed, then please feel free to throw them in the chat. If you want to get in touch with the show at all, you can do so on our email of nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. You can also
sorry, I keep giggling about that ham. Sorry.
Okay. You can also get in touch on our own Instagrams about 9volt Airsoft @the_punish_1_ and is his call sign
Quartermaster.
I think there's an
He's on. He's in.
Oh, is he there?
PAK induced injury. Remember to take
kisses. Andy will be joining us next week. Hopefully his plane will have landed and he's got back in time. Where we're going to be talking about winter kit next week. So we're going to be talking all about the
preppings for your winterings, my friendings.
Yes. All the bits and pieces that you'll probably need to consider if you're doing a winter event. It hasn't been that bloody long. Oh,
yeah, I love how you're reassuring. Hopefully his plane has landed. What do you think? He's going to be like that? Manifest. Have you watched any of that? That's a weird show, Manifest, man. Watch that. Yeah, you've landed 5 years later. Oh, fucking what? Crazy. Yeah, worth a watch though. Very good show.
Just run through the last comments. Paulus Wales, remember when blank firing grenades first entered Airsoft in 2003-ish? Was unpopular at first as it made it feel pay-per-kill rather than skill-based. I mean, I think that's the general problem with Pyro as a whole. But then you could argue that, a lot of Airsoft RIFs and things like that as well. Obviously, the more money that it doesn't necessarily work this way, but the more money that you invest into your RIF to get it, tuned up and teched, you're going to get much more better performance out of it. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Lance?
I don't know. I think apparently being ham-fisted is worse than being shot in the face with wafer ham. I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Stephen says don't inhale the yellow smoke.
Nope.
Obviously. Rach says there are no data sheets for tag products, so a lot of sites are now banning them, apparently.
Well, there will be data sheets for ham after the December 24-hour show. So there we go. Which we are doing, which is coming up quick.
Yes. First, 2nd and 3rd of December.
2nd and 3rd of December.
9
24 hours
December,
of
that's
us.
GMT. Because we are anticipating having a wider audience at that point from around the world.
Absolutely.
So if you are a listener of the show, we obviously have a lot of podcast listeners that listen back after the show goes out, then please feel free to drop in. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday GMT. However that works with the various time zones across the world. Yep. I am terrible at geography, so I don't really know.
0900 hours in the morning of the Saturday of the 2nd until 0900 hours of the morning GMT. Of the Sunday. Yes, it's UK time.
Yeah. We have listeners all over the world.
There's in the UK, when that show starts, it will be 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, all the Canadons in Washington, all that. Want you listening in? You know you are.
Andy says, did you guys touch on the bang bang rule? We did. That was the first one we were talking about. Kenny says, will it be pre-recorded? It will not be. The 24-hour show will be live.
We will genuinely be there for 24 hours, mate. God fucking help us. Yes. Or me, should I say.
If you have any ideas for the live show as well, get in touch with Andy. He's doing all the planning work at the moment for that.
Yep.
Doing a sterling job. So,
although he's not, I don't know if was he listening when we were talking about shooting me in the face with ham?
Maybe not. We'll come back to that one. We'll keep that one as a little surprise.
That's a good 3 hours we got there.
Yeah. Hey Andy, we've got this little segment we want to do.
Woo, woo,
woo. Will it Moscart?
Lots of touching, absolutely lots of touching. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be cooking going on.
A lot of interesting stuff.
A lot of highbrow conversation. Many guests, lots of fun, and it's all for charity sport, and you've got to do it for charity. for Jigsaw, which is a lovely organisation who raise money for children who are orphans or have lost their parents, whose parents have sadly passed away, and it pays for them to have nice weekends away and fun days out. So all the money that we raise in the show will be going to Jigsaw, the charity Jigsaw. So, which we will be setting up a link thing on our website for people to.
We will. So there will
drop
be
monies
it
into.
will be done through Just Giving.
Just
Again,
Giving, yeah.
So we will have a live update on there. It just means that we don't have to handle any of the money. It goes straight to the charity. Nothing comes to us at all. Any of the money that we're raising with the event itself. So we've got some paid adverts that we are selling to a couple of our sort of trusted providers that we know, sort of friends of the show and the like, that we sort of feel might be interested in doing that. We've got some. It's probably the only show we'll ever do that has adverts on it, but the payment for the adverts is going straight to the charity, so we're not taking any money from that. We just thought it was a good opportunity to sort of try and get a little bit more money in the pot. So that's the plan for that, and hopefully there'll be entertaining adverts.
Absolutely, good fun, bit of fun. And I will be fully erecting my cot bed. So if you'd like to donate to that, that's going to be on a separate GoFundMe thing. And all that money is going to that money is going to come directly to me. Because it's something I've achieved, and I believe I should be paid for it. So, no, absolutely not. But I am going to set that bloody bed up. I've tried it once in the garage, and it pissed me off, so I've packed it away, and it's there. But I will bring it along, and I suppose I'll give it another go, or I might just buy a newer one that actually goes together.
Or you could adapt that one and put some retention straps on it.
Fuck you, Mike. How's that sound? You like that?
Yeah, it's
like
good.
that shit.
Just lastly, obviously, it's
I don't like Pegasus
Sunday
anymore.
on the 12th.
It is, yeah,
so
absolutely.
Sunday, it's Remembrance Sunday.
Have your poppies at
if
the
that's
ready.
something that you would like to support, then please feel free to go and support that. Obviously, poppies and things are for sale from the British Legion that you can donate to now. So,
absolutely, very, very important.
Cool. Lastly, Lance, would you like the closing words?
Oh, the closing words. Yes, I would. Fail to prepare and prepare to fail.
Good, nice.
I was sort of keying us up for next week with the whole winter prep stuff.
Yeah. I like it.
Doesn't sound as cool when you have to explain it.
There's one other thing I forgot to mention. That was your idea, actually. If you are a supporter to the show on Buy Me a Coffee, please check your emails. We're going to be requesting a little bit of information. We are planning a little Christmas thank you for you. It's not massive because we don't have a big budget or anything like that, but please check your emails because we just need some information from you so that we can send you something. That'd be grand. Right.
I quite like Drew's closing words. In the dark, you're mine, mate.
Right, we'll see you next week, 8 o'clock. Back on Wednesday. Full contingent.
Absolutely.
Another exciting NoFo.
Highbrow podcasting.
See you next week.
Say it then. You even said it. You've forgotten.
Oh, say goodbye, Lance.
Goodbye, Lance.
Fuck's sake. See you later.
Ciao, Bella. Stay NoFo and all that shit. What are you doing? Literally had one bloody button to press. Trangia!